Should be live.
Live. What's up, everybody? Good morning. It's April 9th at 10 a.m. on the dot. Tom, we did it. We're right on time. Can you believe it?
Can't believe it. Maybe first time ever.
First time ever. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. This is What's Good Denver, a weekly celebration of culture and discovery and fun stuff to do in Denver for kids, couples, singles, and old timers. I'm Ryan Estes with Tom the Eclipse Donahue and the South Carolina Gamecocks of podcasting, Troy Higgins, who will be joining us momentarily. Today's feature is beer gardens, which are the best outdoor beer gardens, patios, and rooftop bars in Denver for the season and the sunshine. To follow the show, go to kitcaster.com/Denver and subscribe on TikTok, to show my age. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify. Our music is brought to you by Troy Higgins, and our sponsor is Kitcaster. And I want to give a shout out to Kitcaster. Kitcaster books your podcast interviews. Are you a funded startup founder? Are you an entrepreneur with exit? Are you a C-suite executive? Are you itching to tell your story? Do you talk? Can you talk and you can never get enough talking? Then really Kitcaster is the product for you. Kitcaster is a high-touch, white-glove service that will book you on other people's podcasts. They design it all by your ideal outcomes and by the audience you really find most compelling to speak to. You know, Kitcaster really focuses on founders because largely people in business, it's a lonely kind of thing. Mm-hmm. You know, you're out there working on your projects and you probably beat up the ears around you about what you're working on. They don't want to hear about it anymore. So you got to find an outlet, and podcasting really becomes a great outlet. Now, what we're seeing now is that attention is actually upstream from value. Okay? Mm. So if you've got your head in the sand and you're making the world's best, large language model and nobody knows about it, that's brutal. Yeah. You're going to have to invest a little bit in getting out there and telling people what you're working on. And that's exactly what Kitcaster does for you. Kitcaster allows you to peel back the curtain and talk about it. There's also kind of like a tendency I find for creative people and business owners in particular that they want to protect it. Like if I let it loose in the world, then someone's going to steal my idea. Mm-hmm. Nobody's going to steal your idea.
Yeah, happens very little.
Yeah, and if they do, they're going to have to beat you in execution. And if you're afraid of a little bit of friendly competition, well, maybe you should just check out now. If you're not ready to check out, definitely go over to kitcaster.com and sign up for their service, again, to book you on the world's top podcasts. Our music is by Troy Higgins. And yeah, let's get into it. So, Tom, the Eclipse was on the heels of the wind. What do you think? Does it feel like spring?
It does feel like spring. I think it's getting warm out there. I got to get my last couple of days in. I still haven't gotten to Copper once yet this season. So that's not normal for me, but I did a lot of Steamboat days in replacement. Steamboat, Winter Park. I even went to A-Basin this year before Copper. So I'm trying to get up to Copper. I think there's a couple weekends left of that. But, yeah, it definitely feels like spring. We were out there yesterday for the eclipse. Luckily, some engineers in our building had the telescopes and the glasses all set up and ready to go. So we just moseyed on over and took a couple peeks. But, yeah, you could still notice it out here, even though we weren't anywhere near the path of totality. We saw some dimming in the colors. We saw some interesting shadows, although we didn't see the effect quite like last time with the shadows.
Yeah.
But no, it was cool.
It was cool.
I liked it.
Yeah, it was really neat. I talked to my sister. It was her birthday yesterday. Shout out Kaylee. Yeah, she was in Tulsa, and they had 95%.
Oh, dang.
Sorry. So that's pretty cool. And I was trying to we're outside. We're looking at through the glasses like everybody, and it was cool. But there was a feeling, there's like an eerie feeling.
There's a reduced energy.
Yeah.
Going around.
Yeah. And you were saying it's a little bit cooler. It's a little
more dreary.
Just,
well, I mean, if it stayed like that, I'm pretty sure like all life on Earth would be dead.
You think?
Well, yeah, because if we were only getting 40% of the sun.
40% of the sun, yeah.
Then I'm pretty sure we'd be, don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure we'd be like frozen.
Yeah. Well, like the strawberries would be like the size of blueberries. It'd be
Something like
look
that.
at this sad state of affairs with the fruit.
I feel like 40% of the sun is enough to do some damage. I mean,
know.
I guess it only covers like a certain spot on the world, but who knows? I don't know. But yeah, it's cool. The moon is moving farther and farther away from Earth, so those total eclipses aren't always gonna happen. And even they happen now where the sun isn't fully covered. Um, and that's just when the moon is in like a different part of its orbit around us. So when the moon's a little bit farther in its orbit, it's not enough to cover the whole sun, but when it's closer, it is enough. So it's like it's pretty close to not being a thing anymore. By close, probably like tens of thousands of years. I don't know, but moon's definitely moving farther away from us.
Yeah. Yeah. Was the wind? Were those things correlated, or that has nothing to do with each other?
Wind? I don't know if wind has to do with it.
Wind's more of just a spring thing.
Maybe some tides. I think there could be some tidal changes because you're getting the gravity from the sun and the moon piled up, but who knows?
Well, that could contribute to, yeah, that could contribute to like the eerie feeling. Like if we're 90% water, then the moon is kind of messing with our tides with the eclipse.
Could be. It definitely felt weird out there. Like you could tell something's happening, and imagine being an ancient civilization or something and getting a full blackout, full totality. I've told you about this yesterday, but I was reading about this battle that was ended by a total solar eclipse. They just all stopped and stared and said, "What are we doing here?" The eclipse ended the battle. I'll pull it up while if you want to keep on chatting.
Yeah, man, that's cool. They reevaluated their life decisions just with like a change of lighting. And really, I mean, we had the episode when it adds to a party. Apparently, it also adds to a battle quite a bit. You know.
Yes.
Our office is at the taxi complex, which, if you guys don't know, I guess it's kind of Rhino technically, but we're on the west side of the Platte. So we're right on the Platte, just kind of on the banks, checking out the eclipse. And a dude right across the way, right across the river, starting. He was version and out. He projects the Platte.
Between the Medes and the Lydian kingdoms, which I do not know.
What were the countries?
Medes, Medes, and the Lydian, Lydin, kingdoms. The eclipse was interpreted as a very bad omen, and the armies quickly laid down their arms. The terms of peace included the marriage of the daughter of the king of Lydia to the son of the Median king.
Oh, man. Dude, that's a good thing.
So they saw that eclipse, and they were like, you know what? We're good.
Oh, this is like 5th century BC, dude.
Yeah, this is BC.
Ooh.
And what's his name?
That's good. If these are like Greek soldiers, kind of, then have you ever seen their swords, dude? They're like, they're kind of short, but they're wide. So it's more of like a blow. It's like a club with a blade on it.
That's what you need.
Seems like the most awful.
This same eclipse was predicted by Thales, Thales, a Greek philosopher, 2,600 years ago.
Yeah.
He was celebrated for predicting this famous solar eclipse and founding what came to be known as science.
That's sick.
In doing that.
Yeah, well, the Mayans were known. They could predict those. I think the Egyptians.
Yeah, for sure. That everyone was predicting this. I'm sure everybody.
That's wild, dude.
Could do this, but it brings us to that 3-body problem. You know, that we've been watching.
Yeah.
Down in Austin, we saw a preview for the 3-body problem. We've been watching it. Surprisingly, a lot about predicting celestial movements. So.
Yeah, as a game, it's really cool. I mean, like that kind of I don't, not to spoiler alert it for anybody, but it's like the aliens that are sent like a video game to try and dissect this problem that's affecting their planet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's like it's super simulation hypothesis type stuff. You know,
but it's cool.
Yeah, it's super cool, man. Yeah, man, I don't know, man. The battle, that's cool. That movie Apocalypto is all about that, like, you know, the priest class using science and mathematics to be able to predict celestial events, to take advantage of it politically. Because I mean, imagine the advantage you have if you know when the sun's going to be blacked out,
and you just pretend you're a god, and you say,
at noon, you're like, oh, the gods are very angry with you.
They will take the sun away. Look, if you don't follow me.
Yeah, it was cool, man. I dig that. I think it's cool. I think I like celestial stuff. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, big moves.
Nice, man. Well, why don't we jump into events? What do you got? Sure. What do you got cooking this week?
I got a couple things going on. Let's see what I got here. First thing that I'm talking about is the Denver Pancakes and Booze Art Show.
Nice.
So this apparently is an event that it says it started in LA some time ago, but now it's traveled around to a bunch of different cities, and the whole thing is to display some local art, serve some free pancakes, and drink some booze. So it's not a breakfast thing. This is actually a nighttime thing, starting Saturday, April 13th at 8 p.m. at the Sports Castle.
The Sports Castle?
Which I don't even know. I haven't been there, but it's 1000 Broadway.
Oh, dude, that's old school, man. That used to be Gart Brothers Sports, and then it turned into a Sports Authority. I thought that building was like condemned.
Really?
Yeah.
1000 Broadway, Sports Castle. Come experience one of the largest pop-up art movements to hit North America over the past decade. Celebrate over 10 years serving free pancakes and introducing you to some of the nation's leading emerging artists. So you're going to have over 100 plus local artists exhibiting over 750 plus pieces of work, free, all you can eat pancakes. Wow. It's 21 plus. There's going to be DJs, music producers, body painting, art. It's from 8 p.m. to midnight. And it's like $10.
That's cool, man. It looks really neat. The pictures look dope. Body art. You ever had that?
I've never had body art on me. I've watched other people do body art for sure. But it's definitely cool. It started in LA in 2009. Has since popped up more than 500 times in 35 plus cities around Europe and North America. So they got the pancakes and beer and art down, it seems.
Art plus pancakes.
They got some cool images, some body art stuff. This girl's getting a huge octopus breaking out of her skin.
That's cool, man.
This is looking crazy. I don't even know what that art is.
Plus, I advocate for breakfast for dinner at all times.
Exactly. Even if you just want to go for a meal, free pancake meal, $10, all you can eat pancakes. That's the pre-sale price. Actually, right now it might be $15 since we're in the week of the show. Oh, but $20 day of. Probably at the door.
What pairs with pancakes?
What pairs with pancakes?
Booze wise.
I was gonna say butter.
Yeah.
But booze wise, I mean, I've had pancakes with mimosas before.
Yeah, it needs something sweet, like a Riesling maybe or something.
Yeah, something like that. A nice wine. I don't know. Beer and pancakes just seems like you're gonna get filled up so quickly.
Yeah, that's gonna be very gassy.
It's definitely gonna be gassy. So
gaseous.
I don't know about that, but maybe BYO, not beer. But yeah, no, that sounds like a cool one. I love a good art thing. That could be, no, it's not First Friday. It's second Saturday. All right, next thing we got is also this Saturday. You could do this right before you go over to the beer thing. We have a sacred cacao ceremony with guided meditation.
Cool.
So you probably know more about cacao than I do, Ryan, but what's going on with that? What's the cacao?
You calling me fat?
No, what is it? Is it chocolate?
Yeah.
Oh. I thought it was some sort of like, oh yeah, no, they're definitely drinking some hot chocolate.
Yeah,
like.
it's cool, man. I mean, it's like
But isn't, when you have it in this form, isn't it supposed to be like more pure and beneficial for the body when you have it in this cacao form?
yeah, typically they'll use like a really high quality chocolate and then mix it with like cream or milk, or I'm sure there's probably vegan varieties.
Okay.
But they kind of create ceremony space. So, you know, this is like in the South American tradition. You can see kind of like how in that picture, how they're kind of gathered around an altar and they've built an altar. It looks like they have actually the blankets. And so this is a very traditional kind of ceremonial space you create with cacao in a very similar, I mean, this is very kind of ayahuasca analog. You know, you consume and the space is very similar, but as opposed to like, you know, plumbing the depths of the unknown universe with grandmother, you're using chocolate.
Yeah, so if you would rather get a similar experience without all the psychedelic things, you can have some high quality chocolate, get some euphoria off of that, and then jump right into your guided meditation ceremony.
Yeah, I know. That sounds that sounds really cool, and like it's the intentionality of like consuming hot chocolate is really cool.
Yeah,
You know,
it's rare you actually get a hot chocolate experience. It's either you're at some like sort of Christmas event or this.
Yeah,
And I'm sure this is higher quality stuff here. I'm sure they're going to be doing it good, but this is going to be happening for the foreseeable future on Saturdays at 12:30 p.m. So
that sounds really nice, man. We should go.
Yeah, we should do one.
That would be cool. We say that every week.
I know, but this time we have plenty of opportunities because they at least have options here until May 11th. So got months worth of opportunities. We're going to try to hit this one. We're going to have some sacred cacao. Maybe we'll bring a little field recorder, give some field updates. But yeah, sacred cacao ceremony. It looks cool. It's going to be at Rhino Yoga Social. This is not a yoga event.
You know what's cool about it too is this is great for our sober brothers and sisters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like there's kind of a strong there's a big movement right now to create experiences for sober people, and so you have like kind of bars and clubs that serve mocktails.
Yeah.
But those haven't done very well traditionally, and I think it's because like you're trying to recreate something. You can't recreate the energy of drinking with your friends if you're not drinking with your friends.
Yeah.
Like the energy it's different, you know, it hits different.
Definitely.
And so chocolate would be like a better way to like enjoy that environment.
Yeah.
You know,
absolutely.
where it's like, hey, we're going to do a little meditation. We're going to become calm and relaxed. Spend time together. It's a social thing. You're together with intentionality. Totally different energy than alcohol. I feel like that's a great way if you're on the wagon, you know, to go do something like this, because it's not recreating alcohol experiences where you feel like you're losing something.
Yeah,
you know,
without a doubt. No, I agree with that, because it is that kind of sensation of being excited for whatever you're going to consume. Like when you are drinking or doing something like that, maybe it's like, oh, I can't wait to grab a beer with the squad tonight.
Exactly.
You know, with this, you could be like, guys, can't wait to have our cacao and guided meditation. And you get kind of excited thinking about it, leading up to it. You're like, oh, what's it going to taste like? Is it going to be the best hot chocolate I've had? You know, it's cool. It gives people something to look forward to, especially if you're not, you know, every weekend meeting up with the squad for brewskis and vodka sodas with a lime on it. So
yeah, there's gonna be some Irish dude sneaking whiskey in there, trying to get the party going.
Yeah, exactly. A little bit of Bailey's in the hot chocolate.
What about guided meditations? Have you done any group meditations, Tom?
I have done some meditations. The last one I did was actually on the beach in Costa Rica. It was not like a big group meditation. It was we had like a private group basically. me and the two girls that I was with, we had met this other girl who was doing like guided meditations and like yoga practices and stuff, but we just hit her up for like a 7:30 a.m., you know, sunrise on the beach guided meditation, and that was really nice. That was the first time I think I've done like a guided actually, you know what, the only other time I ever did, for whatever reason, for like senior day in high school, they got us all in the lunchroom, got us some yoga mats, and they were like, we're gonna bring in a meditation person in high school.
No kidding.
Yeah, I do remember that they did that for us. And that was great. It was cool, and it was really interesting. Like, you have the kids who are usually causing problems, but everyone during that was just like, oh, word, we just get to lay back and like almost take a nap.
Did they lay them down, or were you sitting up?
It was both. You do both for however long, but the one on the beach in Costa Rica was really good. That girl, Allie, I think her name was. If you're ever gonna be in Costa Rica, I'll connect you guys with the solid guided meditation.
Dude, that's the way to do it on the beach.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
It's nice and early in the morning, first thing of the day. And then after that, we're like, oh, we're going to go buy some fresh fruits, some fresh mangoes, some pineapples, everything you could ever imagine. Have an amazing breakfast, and then just so much energy for the rest of the day.
Oh, totally, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, morning meditations are the best. There's the Denver Zen Center does, and I don't know if they do after COVID, if they still have their morning sit, but it would be like 2 20-minute sessions at like 5:30 in the morning. So you kind of like drag yourself out of bed. It's still dark and go down there. I used to go because they used to be at this old Episcopalian church right there at Federal and Spear, and it was just beautiful. It had the stained glass and stuff.
Nice.
And, it was right by my house, so I'd go down there. But it's like a cool. It's really like I couldn't even imagine in high school, like a bunch of high school kids being quiet and centered.
Yeah,
like
I was surprised.
Yeah, like the energy is really cool. I like. I have my own sitting practice, which is, transformative and awesome. But like doing it with other people is like, it's great.
Yeah, it's cool to have everyone focused, locked in. I'm sure that there was some kids who just like fell asleep during it and stuff. But, when you're a senior, and this is like the end of the year, like we're getting close to graduation. When you're a senior, you're a little bit more mature. Like kids can last, 45-minute meditation without causing a big disturbance. So, I don't know, it worked out. It was cool.
That is cool. Yeah, it's funny because like you get really deep and centered in groups of people, particularly if anyone's done like kind of retreat stuff, and so you're feeling like invigorated by the people around you.
Yeah.
And then there'll be some guy that keeps clearing his throat every like 90 seconds.
Oh no.
And so the entire meditation becomes like, I swear to God, I know if that guy clears his throat one more time, I'm gonna go over there and tackle him.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, wait, that's a thought that's in my head right now. Like, we need to like let that go.
Push that away.
So it can be really, I mean, if you got chocolate and you got a time limit, this is going to be perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. If anyone's throats are not feeling good, that chocolate is going to soothe it right up. But who knows? Maybe that was his mantra, and he needed that to center himself, to clear.
Well, they say that like the struggle is the yoga, so it's like, yeah, you think you're enlightened, dude? Why are you getting filled with murderous rage from that dude who's just clearing his throat? But also, why is that dude clearing his throat every 9 seconds?
You shouldn't be there in that environment if that's how you're feeling. You got to clear the throat.
Yeah. Shout out to Rhino Yoga Social. They're doing a bunch of cool stuff, man.
Yeah, always. Yeah. Last thing I got before we go to Red Rock schedule: Asian dumplings for beginners, cooking class by Class Pop. I mean, in the picture, these are looking like some nice gyozas. I'm a big gyoza guy.
Yeah.
Gyozas, dumplings, anything that is transporting food to my mouth in the most efficient way possible. I'm a fan, and I love Asian food. Gyozas, dumplings, soup dumplings. Oh, man. Let's see what they got in here. It's going to be at Blanchard Family Wines. Cool. Sunday, April 14th, 6 to 8 p.m. So after you have your weekend of art, pancakes, and cacao ceremonies, hit up this Asian dumpling cooking class. It's going to be with a local chef, professional chef, local venue. Class Pop, Asian Dumplings for Beginners with Chef Kelly. Learn how to craft amazing food. No cooking experience necessary. Sit back and watch or get hands-on. However you want to do it. Friendly atmosphere. Drinks available for purchase to complement your experience. So hold on a sec. I'm trying to see what kind of dumplings we got. It seems like this Class Pop is more of a business thing. You know, they do these types of events professionally, but you know, with that, you know, you're going to be in for something good, and as long as they're supporting the local chefs and local venues, then sounds great.
Well, what's this event space? Blanchard Family Wines. I don't know if I've heard of that.
I have not heard of it either.
Yeah, I wonder if that's like a local winery.
I don't know. It's got to be, right. It looks like it's over Inglewood area. I'm not sure. You're gonna get some Asian style dumplings. I'm trying to see what kind of dumplings we're getting.
Oh, it's 18th and Blake. I know exactly where this is. This is the old raft space.
Oh yeah, okay. 18th and Blake. Yeah, I know where that is.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so here we go. Dumplings with cabbage, carrots, onion, garlic, ginger, soy sauce, rice vinegar, and hot chili oil. Seems like they're veggie. Maybe they're going to have a couple different types of dumplings for you to try, but hell yeah. Love a good cooking class.
Heck yeah, man. That looks really good.
And then real quick, we'll just fly through Red Rock schedule. Thursday, April 11th, we got some classics, Alesso, MK, and Surf Mesa. Get through there and flick the wrist. Some house music. I would love to go see MK. I've seen Alesso before a couple times. He's also huge international icon of the house music and EDM community. Friday, April 12th, Elderbrook live at Red Rocks. Support from Cannons, Embers, and Quarter, QRTR. Elderbrook is cool too. I saw him open up for Lewis a Child maybe last year at Red Rocks.
Nice.
That's a Friday. We got dance music all weekend. Saturday, Wakan Rocks 2. Bass in your face. Liquid Stranger, Easy Bake, G-Rex, back-to-back Sully, Shanghai Doom, back-to-back Charlottes.
That's cool. Are you familiar with this promotion, Wakan?
Wakan, yeah, they're like a music label. And they also have their own festival and stuff. So Wakan is this kind of like umbrella of a certain type of bass music. It's very bassy, very Wookiee type energy, but it's good. Liquid Stranger, dope. Easy Baked, dope. G-Rex, back-to-back Sully, that's probably gonna be dope. Shanghai Doom and Charlottes, I don't really know those guys, but I'm sure they're sick too. So
that's cool.
If you ever wanted to get bass in your face, the real kind, this is what you would go to. Get a close spot. I've heard that people are complaining about the volume levels recently at Red Rocks.
The face can't handle the bass.
Yeah. No. They're complaining it's not loud enough.
Oh, really?
Because the locals are getting upset with all this, these damn bass music kids.
Yeah.
And the rocks are shaking too much, and the locals are complaining. So apparently they've been turning the volume down, and it really it makes a difference. They got to make sure. A lot of these artists are bringing their own sound systems now to make sure that they get what they need.
They do sound check on 2, and then they turn it up to 8.
Yeah, no doubt. And then if you missed it last weekend, because everyone did, it was actually postponed because of the wind, along with Dom Dalla on Saturday. Postponed, they actually moved it over to Mission, I think. But Sunday, we talked about this last week with our spring mindfulness feature. The Daybreaker Peace Tour is postponed. It's now going to be this weekend on Sunday at April 14th. That's the, in person. They're going to do, again, some guided meditation, some cool mindfulness stuff, some magical yoga practices, and live musicians, dance party, theatrical show. You have another chance to go see that. The Daybreaker Peace Tour, April 14th now. So check it out. You can thank the wind for delaying Red Rocks on Saturday and Sunday this past week.
Nice, man. What's up, Troy? We got Troy in the headphones.
Guys, how's it going so far?
Troy coming in. What's up? It's good. I just got through my events. We're also keeping track of this rocket launch to make sure that
Yeah, they about to
put it
are
on
they in a countdown
we
yet?
put it on the show. 22 minutes and 40 seconds.
Oh, nice. We might get it. That might wrap the show.
Yeah,
Cool.
we might wrap the show with a cool rocket launch of some highly confidential. What does it say? Live coverage. 3-cord liquid. It's carrying a top secret payload for the U.S. military spy satellite
There's a rocket
agency.
on?
Yeah, I don't know. I was getting our live stream set up on YouTube, and I saw that this is also live streaming. What was that,
Am
Troy?
I living under a rock? I have not.
I don't know. There's more of these days than you might think. I mean, they got plenty of rocket launches going down.
Can you turn up Troy at all?
This is a NASA one. Yeah, here. Let me turn up our.
It might just be my headphones, actually.
It was a little bit laggy too, which was causing the issue. Should be good now.
Yeah, they don't need to talk about top secret defense payloads about spy satellites. Why don't they just say it's for weather?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Why would you say that?
Why
It's
trying
a
to freak
top
me
secret
out?
payload.
They're like,
Yeah, that's.
it's a laser beam, Troy. It's a giant laser beam. Probably not. All right. I'm going to go into my events for the week. Thanks, Tom.
For sure.
Yeah, I was going to say Wakan means sacred in Lakota. I wonder if that
Why would they just secret?
I wonder if that was it. Okay, cool. So the first thing I'm starting with happens on Tuesdays. It's called Baby Time, and it's at the Arvada Library. Now, I was reminded recently, my daughter wrote a essay on kids' library at the time, and one thing I love is new mothers, largely because when my wife was a new mother, we were freaked out all the time. It's hard, especially if you have multiple kids. You're kind of like, what do I do? You know?
Sure.
And you're always looking for events that are like wholesome and safe and better, and at best free. You know, and for new mothers out there, the library is an absolutely untapped resource, largely of events for small children. The Arvada Library in particular has events for babies, it has events for toddlers, it has events for preschoolers. So basically, those are kind of your 3 stages before you get into kindergarten and you can finally drop them off at school with their cute little jackets and hats and then go to work. You know, but in that intermediary area, you know, kids need a lot of stimulation, and hopefully they can be around other kids. Hopefully they can be around people that are designing curriculum for kids. And the Arvada Library just has a host of great events for exactly that. They say young mothers much more. It's lonely, you know, for mothers, and it's scary, especially your first-time mom. You're like, what do I do? And so, you know, I encourage for mothers to commune with their babies at the Arvada Library and have something fun to do. Read stories, then they can see the toddlers and like, wow, they're going to be that big in no time. So if you're a young family, the Arvada Library, check out their curriculum of absolutely awesome stuff for our babies.
Baby time. Look at that.
Once you get a little bit older, I got the Denver Job Fair, which is happening April 11th, Denver Career Fair at the Embassy Suites by Hilton. And I mention this specifically because this is kind of entry-level jobs. So, you know, it's springtime, which means our high school kids, they need to find a job for summer. And this looks like it would be a fantastic place to do it. And, you know, what we know about entry-level jobs, and I had a lot of them in high school and beyond, is that you often learn what you want to do in life defined by what you don't want to do in life. And the only way you learn about what you don't want to do is you got to do a lot of different stuff.
Yes.
So for teenagers out there, go check out the Denver Job Fair, April 11th at the Embassy Suites by Hilton. They have a host of different employers that are eager for young summer help. What else do I got here? Oh wait, this says Denver Central Park. Okay, yeah, that's tied up to that.
Nice.
Other thing I got is
I think
oh, go ahead, Troy. Sorry.
I was just gonna say I liked your point about I think that is very true that entry level jobs, they teach you a lot of important life lessons that apply far beyond throughout your life. Like you learn so much at an entry level job that will actually apply. You learn things that will apply to the rest of your professional career.
Mm-hmm.
Totally agree.
It's you learn that there's some really cool people, some not so cool people, and everything else. Super underrated aspect of entry level jobs. But go ahead, Ryan.
Agreed. No, I totally get. I mean, and again, I had some great experiences with jobs, but largely my experience was like, I think my boss is sadistic and is enjoying torturing me.
Mm-hmm.
You get a lot of that.
And then you start to identify how to not be around someone like that.
Yeah, like this is a bad job. I think I should leave this job. They're like,
Yes.
Troy, we scheduled you a split. We need you to show up 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. and we're going to have you come back at 2 p.m. and close it out. You're like, wait, what? Like I specifically asked for that day off. They're like, I'm sorry, what?
No, you didn't. You didn't.
The politics of jobs, summer jobs for high school students. And you know what? Maybe high school students deserve to be tortured a little bit. I mean, if you're being consistently late 27 minutes every shift, you don't show up with your hat, you're eating 2 shift meals. What are we doing here?
Yeah.
What are we doing here?
It's true.
But I think it's important, and I think it's good to have a job. I think it encourages the entrepreneurial spirit more than absolutely anything else, is going and having a terrible boss at a job you hate to do.
Yes.
But the cash in your pocket, boy, is nothing like going and buying your own pair of sneakers. Like, I don't care, Mom. You're not going to pay $200 for these sneakers. I'm buying them with my own money.
I'm buying them.
It's the best feeling ever.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. I wanted to give a shout out to this open mic event. It's at Woods Boss Brewing. I haven't been to this place, but it looks like a really cool spot. And really, it actually looks like they've got a stage and they're fairly committed to live music, which I love. And particularly like open mics, because that's what I did, when I was in my young 20s and I had my guitar and played piano and I had my handful of songs, I felt pretty confident about it. I'd take me and my buddies go down to an open mic and just feel like, Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
If you got a certain polish on a song, you go down there and like you get some good attention.
Show it off. Yeah.
You show it off.
Got
It's
something
important.
good.
And it's something I've been like feeling really optimistic about because I've been trying to like figure out TikTok, so I've been like checking out some videos there, and some of it's very confusing. I put on like there's like a button you can hit for live. You see the live streaming, and I would say like for whatever reason, like 50% of my feed is like they're women that are doing ASMR stuff. They're like crinkling chip bags and speaking in whispers and like scratching the mic capsule, and I'm just like, there must be such a demand for this. I'm just like, what is this? Like, dude,
What feed is that? What app are you on?
TikTok,
Interesting.
ASMR stuff. Yeah. There's lots of that.
like a lot,
Yeah.
like a lot. And I was just kind of watching. I was like, this is so bizarre. I guess I just don't. They say that's what, like some kind of other extra sensory. I don't have that sense, so I don't really
get, like,
understand.
Yeah. I don't have the spine tingling like reaction to
Yeah.
it. Someone just like tapping there.
I don't have the ASMR thing in my algorithm. I don't get a lot of it, but I have seen the ASMR Twitch streams. I don't know if you guys have seen those. Those people make so much money. They film themselves making noises into the mic for like hours, and
Dude,
they're making tens of thousands of dollars like an hour just doing that.
it's perplexing. I mean, this lady had like a straw, and she's blowing into the straw and just tipping it. It's like, Oh, no, that's way too loud. Sorry.
Yeah.
I don't even know. I guess maybe I'm just last to sing this kind of content because I'm just like, what in the world? What would compel you to watch this? I don't know. So that was the confusing part about like TikTok. But the exciting thing, I was like, dude, look at all these people with guitars. There's all these people playing music, doing covers, playing music, and I was just like, you know what? That's awesome. When during COVID, had a heartfelt conversation with my friend or my kids and their friends. I was like, dude, this is the time. This is the time you pick up that guitar, you play bass, you play drums. Like, get it together right now. You guys have a killer trio when we come out of this thing. And that interest waned quickly. So I was starting to feel like, man, maybe there's no future for rock and roll. Maybe guitar-based music is gone. But nah, man, it's alive and it's kicking, especially on TikTok.
There's some shredders out there.
Yeah.
Always will be.
And that makes sense to me. If I see like an ASMR person who's got a guitar and they're just like tapping the back of it or something, it has 10 million streams and making $10,000 on Twitch, I'm going to lose my mind.
Yeah, they're just doing some satisfying guitar sounds.
Yeah, not actually playing the guitar, harmonics. But yeah, that would be a sign of the apocalypse. That the Michael Jackson of the year 2124 is like just an ASMR person with their fingernails clicking on the back of a guitar. That's the Red Rock schedule. Just straight ASMR.
ASMR to the dome.
So for those folks out there with guitars, man, the Wood Boss Brewing is opening up their venue for you to come and do your open mic. Play your songs, man. Find some other people. You find somebody else who likes your song. You like their song. Boom, you're halfway there to a band. And that's what we're talking about.
Yes, sir.
That's my events. Where are we at in the countdown, Tom?
Oh, let me. I put it off because I think it was messing up our
our stream
stuff here. But let me see.
Nice.
Looks like we got about a Modern Millie advertisement first from Honeybook.
What's that, Troy?
Yeah, see, it gets us a little laggy.
Delta 4 rocket?
Yes. Delta 4 rocket, Troy. When I open it up, it gets a little laggy. So it's 10 minutes though. 10 minutes. So we'll tune in around 10:50, 10:51.
Okay, that'll be the send off for the show. So we'll rip through the show and we can end with that. All right, let's do our feature. So we're going to talk about best outdoor beer gardens, patios, rooftop bars for the season. Now, we happen to be super spoiled in Denver because it's sunny all year round, and we have so many cool beer gardens, patios, and rooftop bars. So these are going to be highly specialized, and I spent some good time thinking about this and which ones that I really like. For me, the qualification is, where do I go and feel comfortable? If it's too big, if I've got to wait in a line, I'm not going to like it. I want a little corner spot. I want it to feel like a garden in some aspect, like you're in your buddy's like backyard having brunch. But before I get into mine, Tom, why don't you hit us with yours, buddy?
Sure. I just picked my one top favorite one around town, and that is Denver Beer Co. on South Downing. There's a couple Denver Beer Co's, but this one is my favorite. There's just nothing like, being in the middle of like a residential neighborhood on a Saturday afternoon, and you just roll up to Denver Beer Co. They got amazing food, huge outdoor area. They have this like grass spot with like a little tiny hill on it, and I'm talking like 2.5 feet tall, that the toddlers just can't get enough of this tiny lump in the grass.
Nice.
So you got all the parents with their young kids hanging around over there, with all the dogs and stuff too over there, and then you got nice, cascading patio area with fire pits, tables, all that stuff going on. Not as many plants as you might want in a beer garden, but then you also have a great indoor area, solid beer from Denver Beer Co., and then amazing food, such good food. And you're right in the middle, it's that little area on South Downing where it's like tiny little bit of retail space. But all in all, you're just in that like Platt Park area. You're surrounded by houses, residential area. What's that park down there with the
Harvard Gulch.
Yeah, Harvard Gulch is down there. So it's just a cool little place, and it's tucked away in a nice neighborhood, and it was always a go-to spot for me and my squad. So check out South Downing, location of Denver Beer Co. if you haven't been to that one yet. But they got locations all over town, so either way you can get some good beer from them, and they have a similar atmosphere at all of them.
Dude, that's a clutch choice. I think Denver Beer Co. has done a lot to define what it means to be a Denver brewery.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean? They grow the hops, fresh every year. They've got the picnic tables, the misters. They got the whole shebang, man. Denver Beer Co. is great.
They're solid.
Yeah.
This place.
Yeah. It's
2022 Westward's Reader's Choice Best Brewery Expansion.
Nice.
Let's go.
Dude, and that spot too, I grew up right there, man. Actually, there's a stretch. 2300 South is Iliff, and it goes right to the east side of Harvard Gulch there. And I remember I saw this kid, Ernest, lit a gigantic evergreen tree on fire right across the street from the park.
Oh.
And I went over right around the corner. There's like Little's Liquors. And I was probably like 10. I was like, hey, there's a tree on fire. And they're like, what? I'm like, I swear there's a tree on fire. And then so they called, and I saw like the fire trucks come and put the tree out.
Nice.
Yeah, it was
You're a hero.
pretty cool experience.
What was Ernest doing there?
Dude, Ernest was causing trouble, man. I don't know what's up with him.
I wonder where he's at these days.
Not good. Ernest also stole my buddy's bike. Ernest was like the kid in the neighborhood that was just like kind of trouble. Mm-hmm. Him and his brother were always up to no good, but I couldn't believe that he lit the tree on fire.
Crazy.
I don't think he probably knew the consequences of his actions. I don't know, if you ever light some of that kindling, that tinder.
Maybe it got out of control and he didn't expect it to.
Yeah, it lit on fire real quick. So
have you guys ever heard of that study that the name your parents choose for you determines outcomes of the outcome of your life? Have you guys heard of that?
No.
Wow. Like certain names are destined for trouble
have implications for certain things that are going to happen to you in your life. I wonder if the Ernest.
You saying something wrong with that name, Troy?
Ernest name could be it.
No disrespect to anyone with the name Ernest, but it gives a troublemaker tone. I don't know.
I know what you mean. Okay. Survey to all listeners named Ernest. Do you have problems with fire starting?
Yeah.
Are you a pyro?
Pyromaniac.
Yeah. We need to find out. You could hit us on TikTok with the answer. Cool. I got a couple of patios too. El Noah Noah on what is it, I think 8th in Santa Fe, something like that. Absolutely fantastic patio. Probably my favorite in the whole city. It's a spot. It's like a Mexican villa. You go in there, the birds are kind of flying in. It's got trees. It has water features. It's shady. It's the spot when it's like 97 degrees in July. Like El Noah Noah is going to be like 85 and showing. Love that spot. Shout out to our mutual friend, which is on Larimer Street in Rhino. Again, unbelievable beer. I love their beer. Probably the strongest merch game of any brewery in Denver, I'd have to say. You want 5-panel hats and cool T-shirts that look like it was designed from an 80s shred metal band. They got that.
It's a good spot.
They got picnic tables.
Yeah, they got an outdoor patio.
And
it's nice because there's a guy straight smoking meats right next to you the whole time.
Yes.
You're getting those smells.
Yeah.
At OMF.
You got Pit Fiend. Possibly the best barbecue, arguably, in Denver right there. And so, you get basically just, smoked yourself. Mm-hmm. So, you can smell barbecue, you drink the beer, you're chilling. It's a small place, but it's always lively. It's always packed. But once you got elbow room and you have your spot at the picnic table, you're good.
Yeah, definitely.
And also shout out to Ratio, which is just down the street there and is just an absolute Denver institution at this point. They have all the great events. They got indoor, they got outdoor seating. They have great beer, and they just have a lively experience. That's the place where you want to have 5 or 6 beers. You camp out, or that's the spot you start in the middle of the night, or at the beginning of the night, or that's the place where you end. It's an anchor. We talked about comedy a lot on the show. It's an anchor for Denver comedy. It's an anchor for a lot of great events, and Ratio is the spot. Possibly, I want to talk about one other thing because it's spring, and I don't know about you, but I'm dusting off my quiver. I'm trying to get my bikes back into operable shape and fixing patches or doing patches on the tires and stuff like that. But that to me is also a classic Denver experience. Is like that first trip up 23rd or 26th. You get up to Golden, or if you're feeling real adventurous, let's get up to Lookout Mountain, and really burn it out and come back. But a road bike trip topped off with a beer at a brewery afterwards as the reward.
Yeah.
Top 10 experience in Denver.
That's fire.
That's fire, man.
That is good. Coming back to a nice brewski. Oh. You know what I like? Right over next to my brother's bar. Man, I forget the name of the other one. Right next to it. But no, it might actually be my brother's bar. Either way, one of those two burger bars down there, the competing burger bars, they got Delirium on tap.
Delirium? I don't know if I know it.
It's like a Dutch beer. It's brewed in like Amsterdam, but it's fire beer. And man, me and my friends would always go do a nice hike or something up in the mountains. Always come back for a nice pint of Delirium. It's good stuff. If you ever see it, it's like a pink elephant.
The blue can.
Yeah, they have a really cool can.
Yeah,
but they got elephants on there for sure.
Yeah, man. Something when you're totally gassed from cardio and extreme workout, and you have a really cold pint of beer.
Yeah,
that's the best feeling on planet Earth.
Yeah, just erase all that progress you just made.
Exactly.
Getting a bunch of nice carbs in.
How we doing on the countdown?
I just put us live on it at 1 minute.
All right. That's a wrap, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for listening to the show. Thank you, Troy. Thank you, Tom. To check out the show, follow the show, kitcaster.com/Denver. You can find us on TikTok. You can find us on Instagram. You can find us on Spotify. You can find us on Apple. Anywhere you want. You got something to an event to promote, find us at kitcaster.com/Denver. Shout out to Kitcaster for sponsoring the show. All right, you got it on screen here, Tom?
We got it on screen, 30 seconds.
Go Delta. Go NROL 70.
30 seconds to go.
Let's see what happens, squad.
20-second highlight from last week, Troy.
I got a custom cabinet for a tape machine I have in my studio. A nice black stained wood cabinet.
8, 7,
custom dimensions.
6, 5,
Looking
4,
3,
go.
2,
1. Ignition.
Liftoff.
We have liftoff of the final Delta IV Heavy rocket for United Launch Alliance.
Nice.
Up top.
Look at that power.
NRL 70.
Look at that thing go.
Payload.
Oh, that's cool.
Look at that straight
National
jet
Reconnaissance Office.
booster going.
20 seconds into flight. Let's listen to the roar.
Raw power.
Of the
This
engines
is the winner
base
of
those
23
three
awards
power
and the most
boosters.
royal.
Oh.
We have ignition too.
They have all the camera angles here.
Yeah.
Oh, do they really?
I'm seeing just this one.
I'm seeing like underneath angles of the actual.
Dang, there must be some different streams here giving us different angles, but that thing is going.
Yeah, that thing is going, dude.
It's up there. We are liftoff plus 1 minute. No issues yet. Looks like we're flying steady.
Where is this going? What is this?
It says that it's delivering a top secret payload for the U.S. military spy satellite agency.
Still a great view from our tracker as the vehicle climbs in and
Nice.
out of the clouds here over Florida's Space
Solid
Coast.
liftoff.
Dude, that thing
Coming
looks
up on
awesome.
a minute and a half into flight.
There you go. Everyone just got a little bonus
Nice.
treat at the end. Oh, now we're getting smoky underneath.
Bonus content.
Oh yeah, it's up there. You need that like airplane view, you know. Rocket science. Cool. Oh, Got the GoPro view. Is that thing about to detach?
He's already like,
Come up
he's
to the
already, you can
second
kind of see the
row.
curvature of that getting up there high.
Oh, he's in space already.
Operating as expected. Everything looks good.
Let's detach this
Power
bad
valve,
boy.
pressurizing the reaction control system on the second stage.
I love the narrating here.
I realize the podcast listeners are not able to see this part, but that's why you got to tune into the YouTube live stream if you want to see the rocket launches at the end of the show, everybody. So
It launches.
don't sleep on the live stream, everyone.
Huh. I wonder, I guess it was just kind of an arbitrary time that they launched it.
Yeah,
They're
they
just
must
like, 10:54.
they must have an exact reason for launching it right at 10:54.
Yeah.
10:53. They calculate it more than we do. But cool. I think that is. Oh, I mean, real quick, my highlight, Casa Bonita.
Ah, you got in.
Yeah, I was there on Friday. It was really nice. Just fun. The food was absolutely amazing, which apparently was the old, downside of this Casa Bonita experience. But South Park guys came in, bought it up, fixed it up. It looks amazing in there. Everything's shiny and good looking, but
It's from South Park.
Casa Bonita. Yeah, it was a Mexican kind of like destination restaurant here in Denver.
It predates South Park.
Yeah, it was before South Park, but there's obviously the episode where Cartman really wants to go to Casa Bonita. And they were going to go out of business during COVID, I believe. But the South Park guys bought it up, and then they fixed it all up, made it all nice and new again, and like worth going to. They hired an executive chef who was a woman that was denied a job at the original Casa Bonita as a line cook.
Wow, cool.
But now she's grown in her career, and they chose her to be the executive chef, and the food was amazing. It was so good. Oh, we got detachment here.
Oh.
First rocket booster just detached.
Oh, crazy.
Oh,
Look how high it is already.
It's up there. And 4 minutes. That's cool. Once you launch, you're being in outer space in 4 minutes. Commercial space flight is coming. Are you guys ready for it?
Hell no. No way. How long were you on the waiting list for Casa Bonita?
Over a year.
Wow.
Yeah. I was on the list for over a year, and I just got off of it, and they give you like a month or 2 months to make a reservation once you're off the list. And then, you just they release it like in batches. Like, okay, we're going to release 2 weeks in April and then 2 more weeks, But it was really cool. It was worth it. I got a table for 8 of us, which is the max reservation you could get. And I got VIP cliffside dining.
Wow.
So we could see the cliff divers do their thing up close and personal. It was nice. It was a good experience. And then, they have a bunch of other stuff, puppet shows and the scary cave, Black
Bard's Cave, yeah.
They got the sorcerer show, arcades, all that. It was fun. It was a good experience. We had a good time in there. So that was my highlight.
Tremendous. Nice. Yeah, man, that's awesome. I need to get on that waiting list.
Oh yeah, if you're not on the list,
you're screwed.
You gotta find someone who is.
Exactly. Nice. Let's leave it there, gentlemen.